Hi again, everybody. Hi ho, Silver here. I'm in the Bunker Bullion silver pouring workshop where I'm going to pour some new cubes. First, though, I need to pour this week's beverage, ice cold milk. Well, there it is. This is batch 3 of the phase 4 stuff, and there's a list of the things that I have as goals. I got 100 ounces of these Sunshine Mint 5-ounce bars, and they're going to melt down nice. And here's a look at that mold. I've got a big one and a small one. I've got everything set up, ready to go. You can see here that I'm using ice in my quenching pool to get started. I like to use a small quenching pool, and it heats up fast. So in they go. I've got 2 furnaces running. We're going to put 20 ounces into each. These, as far as melting generic stuff goes, pretty good because you have less surface area, which means you'll have less residue. I could fit 30 ounces in each, but I'm just going to go with 20 because that makes it easier to pour some of these small things. Well, here we go. This is the large cube. Hello. Well, there's some excitement. Vulcan will appreciate that. I wonder why that's burning. So that's the first pour into this mold, and there must be some sort of residue or something from the cleaning. That was exciting. I ended up melting this down, but first I want to weigh it and see just how much this new mold weighs. So onto the scale she goes. All right, looks like a little over 6 ounces for the big cavity. Gonna pour another one of those, see if I can get some motion going on it. The silver doesn't really move around much in this shape of a mold, but we'll see what we can do as I experiment. Here's the smaller cavity, and we'll see about what that weighs. 3 ounces as the max, that's not bad. So now I want to see how I can stamp each of these cubes. It's a big stamp here, so I've got to kind of be careful on these smaller ones. They can be tricky, and I want to make sure each has a good stamp so I don't have to remelt. That one came out pretty good. I'll try stamping it in different areas later on. So I poured some of these bunker bars because a couple people were wanting some a little bit more pour line action, and those are great for that. And then I lost power for a while, so we missed some of the filming I was going to do, but let's take a look at what we ended up with. Here's one of those big cubes, just under 6 ounces, and I stamped those on the sides. Came out pretty good. It's got kind of a cool pattern on the bottom. And then here's a small cube with the stamp on top. Very nice. And I put the weight on the bottom, 3.2. I think that's probably how I will stamp those smaller ones. And I did try stamping on the side, you see here, on the small, and that came out okay also. If you have an opinion on the small cubes, let me know. And then I did 6 of these, the bunker bars, I think from about 5 ounces on up to 7 or so is what I poured this time. Got some cool lines on them. All of these were done torchless in about 100-degree weather in the workshop. I like how the stamp looks on the backs of these. The B really pushes in and it leaves the horse kind of elevated, sticking out. Pretty cool. I also made a bunch of these bunker babies. I don't make too many of the smallish items, but people seem to like these, so I made a bunch this time. Well, that's it for this round, everybody. Watch for the for sale video on those, probably within a couple of days if you're interested. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that. We'll see you again.